Hi, this is Dutch Rebelle, and this is my golden hour.
Oh God, what's going on? Where am I going? Dad?
Yes, my son. I am Deuce, the deer god.
I'm so confused. Who am I?
Derek. Your true name is Dercules. Dercules.
Wait, what?
Yes. You are Dercules, the god of the forest. Season 5. Hosted by your favorite podcast host, Big Bochi. You already know the deal, mother. What's up? And the double clap signifies the start of an episode. And before we begin, everybody relax. Hey everyone, this is Conor Holway of the Golden Hours podcast. And listen, if you by chance get any sort of value from this episode, whether you laugh, you cry, you're entertained, or you learn something, dude, just share it with a friend. And if you by chance don't have friends, you
shouldn't be listening to podcasts.
Probably shouldn't. You're a fellow podcaster, you know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want all your listeners to have friends, right, bro?
This is true.
And before I introduce my guest on the right, who's in the building?
Yo, Big Fresh checking in.
And to Big Fresh's right, my right, his left.
It's your boy Keith.
Keith, welcome, bro. How's our audio? Good?
Yeah, I mean, I'm listening. You listen. I like the setup.
Hey,
You know
I'm
what
glad we
saying?
made this happen. This
you
is
guys
great.
are efficient.
And listen, before I introduce you formally, what I want to say is when I left school, I threw a fat concert at the Middle East downstairs, right? Mm-hmm. Sold it out. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Money.
And when I was reaching out to the booking agent, at the time, there was a guy named Lionel Train. I don't know if he's still there. Lionel Brown.
He is. He does upstairs.
He does upstairs now. Yeah, I know. Downstairs was weird for him at the time. He was just like kind of took a gamble. He was like, all right, this kid seems like a psycho. Let's just like have him do it. And I said, okay. I didn't know much about Boston music. And I was like, all right, who should I get as a headliner? And she was like, well, he was like, all right, well, you got like two options. You could like go get OG Swagger Dick, or you could get Dutch Rebelle. And so right then and there, I knew like, damn, Dutch is established in Boston.
I owe him a drink or something. Shit, that's awesome.
But he at the time said he was like, she's probably one of the only female artists in Boston that could actually pull a legit crowd. And now that I've been around the music scene, I know like pulling a crowd in Boston is like tough, man.
Literally pulling teeth.
Well, you got to sell your own tickets, you know what I'm saying? And
You gotta do your job, damn it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so thank you very much for coming.
Of course. Thank you for having me. Thank you for working with me, man. I know we played schedule tag a little bit. But,
Yeah, what happened? Your car got busted?
dog, what didn't happen, yo? Like, my car's gone. I go through cars like socks, yo. I swear to God, it's so disturbing. And I actually liked that last one, but it was a vehicle malfunction. So actually, it was. Thank God that everybody's okay. To be honest with you.
So the Nissan's a new whip?
That's a rental, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a rental. We in progress. We're in the process right now.
What do you get next? The Audi?
Yeah, in the chat. I mean, we'll see how much I could come up with to put on top of the check they're gonna give me once the rental period is over.
Whoa.
But right now, I'm just like, I got like 3 days to take this shit seriously.
Oh, so was the last car recalled?
No, that one it wasn't. It just the fucking tire axle. I mean the axle and the tire rod snapped.
Where were you when it happened?
Drive right by the crib, like not even 3 seconds away from my house.
That's what everyone says. Like, 100% of accidents happen like a mile from your crib.
You're the fourth person to say that to me in response to that.
And you're just like, shut up, my car's still
Nah,
busted.
I'm just like, fuck. Like these facts are so cool to hear. Like before, you know what I'm saying? Because same thing. Like when the car shit happened, everybody was like, I'm like, yeah, the axle, saying broken and the tire rod snapped, and they're like, oh yeah, that happens a lot with that type of car. I'm like, what the fuck? Where the hell was the message? Where was the message? And I'm speaking free as hell, and I didn't even ask if I can curse.
No, you can. That's fine.
Okay, cool. Sorry.
All good.
What type of car did you have?
It was a Honda.
Okay.
So fun fact.
Civic?
Honda's Accord. I'm like, fun fact. There was fucking axles and those tire rods snapped. So be careful.
All Hondas?
I guess it's common in them. Yeah.
Because I'm whipping the Batmobile Civic outside.
Yeah, I mean, honest. So, okay, so from a former Honda owner, go check your shit out, man.
Whoa.
Go check your shit out. For real, seriously. Because again, at least 3 people said it to me. They were like, that's mad common. Like the car that it slammed into was a mechanic's car. So he let me know. So
And what did he have?
Audi.
Oh, he was
fly.
pissed.
He was like,
pissed.
nah, actually, he came down like, oh, my Audi. But okay. He was cool with it. Because he actually was more worried that Like he saw the tire like completely spun out of a different place. So like he was more like, damn, like good shit that y'all okay, insurance, whatever. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do?
And he can fix up his own whip.
Yeah, I mean, I'm alive to tell a story, so thank God for anybody. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do? Like I said, I go through cars like socks. It's like my 4th, 5th. Dog, my shit. I had a car drown in a flood. I had a car flood, like legit was in a flood.
Where was the flood?
Outside my crib.
No, when? Hurricane Sandy?
Nah, yo. It was a fucking really bad rainstorm. And just my luck. This is literally not even a month after moving to this crib, mind you. It was just a really bad rainstorm. And I guess like where it was parked at, they had sewer issues. So the shit just backed up. And like my cousin's leaving the crib. She's like, yo, you got to go get your shit out your car. Like it's flooding. I'm like, all right. You know, I'm thinking like, water is coming. I'm like, I come outside. I'm like, what the fuck was I supposed to do? Like the water's already like floating in the car. The shit's already like almost at the windows.
What happened? The sewer busted?
It just was backing up.
It was high tide
so
too.
it was just fucking up. It was just, the water just rose. So literally like if you were to walk outside of your own crib, the water was up to your thighs.
Oh my God.
Because it was also like a little cul-de-sac.
Sounds like Hurricane
type of
Katrina.
Thing. That's what it looked like. It looked like that, no lie. But to be honest with you, I swear the worst part of it though was like waking up the next day on some New England shit, and it was sunny, birds chirping and shit, cars dry, not a drop of water, and it smelled like ass. It smelled like sewage. Busted. But it was like, it's gone. It's just gone. So, you know, again, like I said, I mean, unfortunately, it's a kind of a common thing with me. So, shit, I did an interview. I did an interview on MTV Rap Fix. I Skyped in with Sway and Joe Budden. And as I'm doing like the live interview, I was at Lace Boston. And as soon as they were like, all right, rap, and we disconnected the feed and shit, they were like, somebody's car got towed. I was like, oh, that's probably mine. And it was. So, you know, I got a little, you know what I'm saying?
You got terrible luck.
Yeah, I do. But, you know, again, I'm alive, so it's good.
You should just buy a tank for your next car.
Honestly,
Hit up the military.
Fucking truck. Yeah, my brother was telling me that. He's like, you might need to reconsider, like, your whole strategy with this car thing.
Or just get a plane, get a G5.
Shit.
We gotta figure out some scheme to get one of those.
Yeah,
though.
yeah, for real. I'm still contemplating if I even like computer-driven cars and shit like that. I'm still kind of.
You don't like the Tesla?
I just don't like. I don't know if I completely like to have no control whatsoever. Like I say it like, yo, I got bad relationships with like computers and shit. And at the end of the day, if your computer can get a bug and a virus and do some wild shit you don't expect it to, why wouldn't your car?
All right, now you sound mad paranoid.
You know what I'm saying? No, I mean, think about it though. Like I want it. Like, is there like a? Nah, bro. Like you can, if you want to turn off your computer, turn it on. You do the same thing every day, right?
Yeah.
But one time, like some shit fuck up with your computer, you don't know what to do. I'm not in my computer though. I'm in a car in a vehicle. I'm straight. Like I need a little bit more control.
You don't like the look of the Tesla?
No, they're beautiful. Don't get me wrong. They're beautiful. They're dope. They're fire. I think it's really sick. I think that people who own them are fly. I don't know if I ever will, but I'm not like sign me up for one. Cause I mean, but you can manually drive them though. It's an option, right?
How does it work, Big Fresh?
Yeah, you can like definitely manually drive it.
Yeah, it's an option.
I think right now, if you put on like the auto driving feature, like it requires you to have like your hands on the wheel at all times, and if you don't,
what's the purpose?
Right. You see, because they
auto
know
driving, you want to snooze.
Because
like,
they know, fam, that shit might try to like, you know what I'm saying, shake it like a salt shaker on your ass on the
overload.
Highway. Yeah, so that's what it is. Like I think it's dope, but it's still any machine can fuck up. So it's just not something I want to be driving 90 miles an hour down the street.
It's kind of like iRobot. You seen iRobot?
It's exactly iRobot,
that shit
fam.
is
Like you
fucked
feel
up.
me? Like okay, so you see, he was fuck out of luck. Yeah, the whole gang. Imagine if all the Teslas pull up on you like, yo. We're not feeling this shit no more. Like,
yo, you gotta clean your whip, dog.
Dead ass. Like I'm sick of this shit. Keep fucking smoking in here. Like you never know. So yeah.
Nonetheless, before we continue, can you just give a quick synopsis of who you are and what you do?
Yes, sir. Yeah. My name is Dutch Rebelle, or AKA the light skinned chick with the dreads that raps. You know, whatever you want to call me. I'm an artist. I'm a creative. I'm a student. I'm a teacher. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I do my thing. .com.
and you're now, I would say, veteran status in the Boston music scene, which is, I think, pretty hard to acquire, man.
Yeah. I mean, I would say completely transparent. I got that title really early to me. Before, I think I did a lot of cool shit. People were like giving me that type of respect. So hard is an understatement. Blessing probably fits about right. But nah, that shit's, yeah, it's fucking hard. Like, I know a lot of people out here. So I've fortunately been able to see like different paths
waves.
and how it can. Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, but it's dope. It's dope that I've been able to that people still fuck with me the same way. I'll say that. Yeah.
Well, I think one thing we had talked about on the phone initially is you were like, I was one of the first artists out here to like actually kind of like go to South by Southwest and start a UK tour. Yeah. Like when you had started, were you like, oh shit, I kind of got to do everything on my own?
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, when I started music, I just came back from college. Like I came back from school. I was at Penn State. So I wasn't rapping before that. So for me, it was like I came back and it was completely ground zero.
When did you graduate?
I graduated 2009.
So were you
Penn
there?
State?
You were there for all that crazy football shit?
It was like a year or two after I left.
Okay.
So yeah, it was a year or two after I left. Like Paterno was chilling. Like I seen him. He be around. He was around. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
securing the bag.
Yeah, super. Like what's crazy is, and I have to say, because every time somebody brings up Penn State, I have to say, like, it's really fucked up. Because if you went to school out there, if you lived out there, you really know. Like, you know what's up. Like the homie Paterno was really like for the people. Like I it's crazy. Like you could be at like 7-Eleven and he'll be there. Like his wife drove him everywhere. Like his wife was like everywhere they go and it would be short. He'd just pull up in the big body and she was driving. He'd just be there and he'll talk to anybody and say hi to anybody. He was really cool. Like the whole shit was really a super tied up state issue. And
I've
really feel like
I've driven past that campus. It's just like a city in the middle of nowhere.
It is. It's called, I mean, I lived off campus all 4 years, and the city that I lived in was called State College, Pennsylvania.
And it's like there's just like the campus, a little city, and then outside of it, nothing.
And the little city hates everybody at the school, dog. Yeah, yo, because it's like, imagine like you live in, again, State College, Pennsylvania. You know, you've lived there forever. I'm talking about, think about like Varsity Blues, like old school, like football game, Friday night, everyone's there. The whole town is there. There's no lights anywhere else. Everyone's there. Like that's the type of town it is. And so, you know, you have this like quiet residential type places, rural spots, and then like, you know, like 6 kids from Brooklyn pull up, like, and then it's weed and this drinks and people literally, we got mad frats and stuff like that. So, you know, like legit, you might wake up and there's somebody like sleep on your lawn. Like that's very, very regular. So they didn't like us very much.
I feel like the school probably provided mad jobs to everybody though.
They did. That's actually why I fucked with Penn State, no lie. They're a land grant school. So like, if you, for example, bought ice cream at the creamery, the cows were on the Penn State campus and they were milked by agriculture students. Like it's everything about the school it feeds the state. That's why everybody thinks like Penn State is Ivy League or whatever. I'm like, no, that's UPenn. But Penn State is land grant,
that's
research grant. And one in every 50 engineers in the world, I think, is from Penn State or some shit like that. Some crazy shit like that. So, but yeah, they're very much about like, bro, I need you to get a job like before you graduate. Like they're very like hands-on. Yeah, that's why, I mean, shit. That's why I was like in my sophomore year on the dean's list and I wanted to drop out because they taught the shit out of me.
So when you were at school, you never felt like, oh shit, I'm going to a dope school. I'm a really good student. I want to leave and go get like a corporate job and secure like the big finance bag?
Nah. I mean, when I was in school, I was trying to do law. So I wanted to do like entertainment law. So I just kind of always knew that. I mean, and I was raised Haitian. Like the non, like immigrant kids, you know, like the non-degree thing wasn't really an option. Like you was going.
You have to go.
It didn't really fucking matter. Like you was going. Like my parents came here to be able for me to go.
You feel that
like,
way?
You know what I'm saying?
You feel
like,
that way, Big Fresh too?
100%, yeah.
Yeah, you feel, where you from?
Mongolia.
Mongolia, dope. Like, yeah. So, you know, it's not an option. It's not, we don't, and that's honestly the flip side of why it's kind of fucked up. That a lot of, I think for myself, I don't know if you agree or saw the same thing, but because so many kids just go because they're supposed to, it takes you the damn near 3-4 years to figure out the fuck you want to do. And if you got a loan for it or whatever, like you already fucked, you got to finish, dog. Like what you mean? Like I literally changed my major in my junior, almost senior year. Changed my whole major, like switched everything out because I was like, I don't want to do this shit. Like what they were setting me up for wasn't really what I should have been set up for. And I was just like, I'm not giving y'all another year. I'm not taking out another loan. Like I'm not doing this. I just want to finish at this point. I was the worst motherfucker at my graduation ever. Like I'm in there like.
You were pissed.
Like I'm like, hurry up, dog. I paid for this shit. Like this ain't like high school. Like it's so cool. Oh my God. Like it's like, motherfucker. Like I'm ready to go. Like I'm absolutely ready to go. Fuck all y'all. Like I'm ready to go.
And there's something weird about college graduations where everyone's wearing this like weird regalia.
Yo.
It like seems like a cult.
And of course, you know, your family comes and they're like, oh, that guy who spoke is really inspiring. And we're like, we don't know none of them motherfuckers. We ain't never seen none of them.
Deadass.
Like, you never know who the fuck those people are that are speaking at the
No,
graduation.
the dude who gave my
stuff.
commencement was like, I think he passed away right after.
Yeah,
he was like
like-
150 years old.
Yeah, it's like y'all just called up like who was available this day. I swear it's like a lottery or something. They're like, all right, motherfucker, you're alumni. You gotta come through. Like, so.
And they're
you
probably
know.
asking you for checks now, right?
Yeah, hell yeah. So I haven't been back there since. And don't get me wrong, I fuck with what I got from them. I do feel as though I was a strong business person because of it. I'm not gonna, act like that's not the case. But I do think that I kind of had it all figured out. Literally, like I still had 2 years left, and I was like, I get the whole thing. I mean, even like books, like the hustle of books. Like you go to the store and it's like $160. You go on Amazon, it's just like $50.
Well, you go on check, you don't even buy it, dog.
Yeah, like exactly, like those just all those.
That wasn't an
hustles.
option back then.
Yeah, what I'm about to say, like, I don't even know what that is, but it's probably some shit that a form
E-book.
of, like, or I mean, straight up, like you fucking copy the shit from somebody else's book, you know what I mean? Or like
e-books.
my fucking
E-books
Brooklyn
wasn't
ass
even a
friends, they
thing
were
back
just stealing
then.
the books and reselling them shits, but you don't know.
Talking pre-2010.
But that's it's,
Oh no, I had a couple hustles at school.
iPad.
too.
hell yeah,
moving around,
you got to.
So you leave school, and then how quickly did you get into the music?
So actually, my like last year and a half of school, you're not gonna believe what I tell you. What do you think happened? Fucking car accident, dog.
Oh, man.
I was trying to think. I just thought about it. Like, god damn.
On campus?
Yeah, yo, my first car ever. Not even like 2-3 weeks of having it. Fucking car accident, dog. On a mountain.
They need to take you off
Almost
the
went
road.
off the side of a mountain. Like legit, like my tires, like it's just a new car. It was like some tires, like hydroplane, almost literally went off of a State College mountain. Like legit, police came, everything was crazy. Like, but after that happened, shit. Like this is the first of all the car shit. Just to let that out there. So this is like the first of it all. But I was pretty much just like, damn, like I'm in school already, not really feeling what I'm doing. Like I had ended like a 5-6 year relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just out here in fucking Pennsylvania. I'm pissed off. My car's gone. I literally went home. Like I almost got arrested that night, fucking arguing with the cop because he was being hella racist. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like State College, Pennsylvania. Like, you know what I mean? I had to peel off like $400 or $500 to get my car towed that day. Like just a whole bunch of shit. So I just went home. I was just drinking, just kind of cut off for the week. Like just I was working, stuff. I just was like, let me stop. And no lie, I walked into one of my boys' cribs, and there was a mic there, and it was like, college. It's like. Tuesday it's a penguin, Wednesday it's a fucking weed plant, Thursday it's a fucking, you know what I'm saying? It's like, what the fuck is going on today? So like one time there was a mic there, and I was in the middle of that like
Being
days,
pissed,
you know what I'm saying? So I just went in there, I was like, yeah, I'm up. And just started going, just started fucking freestyling. And like that was the beginning of it. Everybody in the room was like, what the fuck was that? Like we was playing. Like, you know what I mean? That's what they always tell me. They literally tell me the same thing. Shout out to all of my 15, 12 dudes. But they were just like, nah, like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? They were like, that was actually really dope. And they recorded, like they bounced the freestyle. And then like over the course of a couple weeks, I was going to like classes and shit. And like people were walking up to me like, oh, you're that girl. Because I had a fro. I had a big ass red afro then. Like, so they were just like, oh, you're the chick.
You already had the brand.
You're the chick. Like, yeah, like, right. It's like a red fro. They're like, oh, you're the chick that be spitting. But I was on my dog shit. Like I was boys' clothes every day. Like, don't fucking look at me shit. Like, because I just broke up with a dude for like 6 years. Like, I was like, I'm asexual. I'm a plant. Don't look at me. I don't want it. Like,
did he hear your freestyle?
Nah. I mean, we're cool. Me and the dude are cool. But no, it just, like, I guess you could say it went viral before viral was like a thing, right?
Well, college campus is dope to sell shit. That's something I tell everybody in school. Like, if you can do anything, try to sell something.
Hell yeah. And the funny thing is, I wish I was going hard then, but I wasn't. That was really just like my first step into it. And then I just was like, all right, I linked up with some people and I was like, all right, I'll try to take it seriously. Like, I'll actually start writing now. I'll actually, like, if somebody's going to the studio, you can call me. Like, shit, and it wasn't happening a lot. We're in college, you know what I mean? But then, like, towards the end, people just kind of knew I did it. But I was like, I'll try to take it seriously when I get back home. I'm going to actually, like, try to do shows and shit like that. And if nothing happens in a year, then I'll go to grad school. Like, I'll just keep going with school. And
more
like,
loans, more debt.
More, yeah, right? Fuck. Like, law school. Like, well, but yeah, absolutely. I did kind of think, I was like, yo, I'll probably just get a job and then, like, get them to pay for me to go to school, some shit, whatever. But within, like,
and you
2-3
always
months.
wanted to come back home.
Yeah, no, for sure. There was a month or two where I was seriously about to go to Atlanta. I had a cousin that lived out there already, and it was just like, it's a bigger city. Like, why not? Why wouldn't I go?
It's warmer.
But I honestly did make that right for real. I honestly did have to say to myself at one point, like, Boston is already so, like, fuck you, who are you? You know what I mean? That I felt like I had to get my city's permission. I can't, like, I didn't go to a Boston public school. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Milton. Like, I went to school in Milton High. Like, so I know that there are people who may have seen me, but they don't know me like that. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really feel comfortable being like, yo, I'm repping Boston and like, y'all motherfuckers, I never did a show out here.
I was the same
I never
way.
rapped out here. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you were the same way, then you really know what I mean.
Well, I grew up in
like,
Lincoln and Cambridge, and
yeah.
so when I started coming here, I started easing. I was like, yeah, I love Boston. I
Yeah,
love
you got to pay your
Boston.
dues.
Exactly.
Right, because you know, as soon as somebody call you out, it's like, yeah, and that was really big for me. Like, I started at, like, Dublin House, Sammy's Patio, like, all little hood spots, you know what I mean? Like, and because I'm like, I don't have anything, so what the fuck? And on top of it, I'm a female, so I'm not about to do, I have a temper and all that other shit, so we're not about to do the, like, oh, she's pretty, don't give me shit. Like, I'm coming to rap, I'm coming to cut somebody's head off, I got some shit to say. Like, I don't want to do any of that. So for me, I was like, I'm going to start at the bottom with that thing. I don't have anything. I was doing, like, radio freestyles. Like, I didn't even have anything recorded because I didn't have any studio time because I didn't know anybody. I'm coming right from school. Like, you know what I mean? Having already not been someone who went to a Boston public school. So, you know, I went to school in Milton, went to Penn State, went away, and then came back and was like, I do music. So it was really important for me to do my thing. So, like, honestly, within, like, 2-3 months of me coming back from school and just starting, I was already booked at, like, House of Blues, Hard Rock. I was getting booked, like, colleges, like, crazy. Like, I was probably doing 2-3 shows a week, every week for the first 2 months. And then, like, the hood show circuit. And then that third month, House of Blues, foundation room, the front room.
Wow.
Shout out to Mark Maron. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then it just kept going. Literally, my sister was in school in Rhode Island, so it was like.
Where'd she go?
She went to RIC.
Word, okay.
So
I went to Providence College.
Bet. So,
Like,
you know,
right
I
there.
did all of those. Like Brown, Providence College, RIC, like, all of them, like.
And were you booking
multiple
yourself, or
times
you had
over.
an agent or something?
No, it was me. I mean, it's. I have like my 1 or 2 other people that I would say, like, are part of my, like, team, but again, I just came back from school. Nobody know who the fuck. I didn't have shit. I didn't have anybody that I met was like, hey, hi.
Yeah.
I do music. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had a DJ, like, my girl Sha, shout out to Sha. Like, she was one of the first people that reached out, was like, hey, you do stuff? Like, what do you do? Like, I'm a DJ, and I
saw
know
the
your
red afro
cousin
now,
or
too?
something. Huh?
You saw the red afro?
Nah.
Okay, you got rid of that.
I'm locked and loaded, baby.
You left that on the
These
cliff.
ain't going nowhere. Yeah. Once I locked my hair, and I actually locked my hair before I even left school. So, before I even left college. But yeah. So, like, the shit just was moving. I had a DJ that was it, and then I ended up. We both had a mutual friend, Reggie. So I was on Roaming Entertainment for like a year or 2. He was a promoter. But promoters are really good freaking booking agents if you have plugs. Mm-hmm. So I was doing, like, clubs. I was getting into clubs. That's how I started doing the clubs like crazy.
What
like,
clubs were popular back then?
Fuck. I mean, they're all the same venues, they're just different names. It was Underbar.
It was
Mantra. Yeah, Underbar was
Venue's
a big
Venue.
One. Venue is always Venue. I didn't really ever like Venue too much, so I wasn't in it a lot. But Underbar was the shit. Underbar, I was, like, standing on tables,
It was a blue
showing my
wave.
videos on screens and shit. Like,
Where is Venue now? In the
It's
city?
downtown, 100
Yeah, right
Warrington
on
Street.
Okay, word.
It's
It's
Venue's
like
the
right
only
next to Bijou, right? Or like-
around the corner.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
right that little collection where
It's
there's
right
like
across
Bijou, Icon,
from-
Cure.
no, I'm just
No, so Cure and Icon were both called something else. Venue has always been Venue,
Yeah.
and it's always been in the same spot. The other clubs that are there are all the newer clubs, but it's all been on 100 Warrington Street. Bijou is on it's on the main street. I forgot is that it's
that
not
Tremont?
Tremont Street.
Is that-
I don't think it's Tremont Street.
Yeah,
It is. That's
I feel
Tremont.
like that
With the W
that
Hotel?
main street is
Yeah,
is
the W
Tremont
is
Street,
on
but I don't know
Tremont.
if Venue's
That
on that
street's
side.
Tremont. Venue.
Is it Washington Street?
I think it's Washington Street.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it might be. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm about to tell
Like,
you right
off
now.
of that makes sense. But yeah, so, like, right. So during that time, it was like you didn't have people, like, showing their videos in the club. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't have people like
Stewart Street.
We got this shit. Stewart. You know, it'll be like, it's my release, my video release. And people are, who the fuck is she? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm coming in like 6 girls, like 6, 7 girls, like, and like, the promote my manager at the time is the reason why you're in this fucking club. He was the promoter. Like, so shit was nice. Yeah, we did it in a way that, I mean, I'm not gonna say I was the first. I'm not ignorant to say that, but I know that around the waves that I've been around, yeah, I was the first in that. I would say that comfortably. because I didn't see it. And I mean, not even just that, but that's what they fucking told me.
Yeah,
People,
I
to this
feel you.
day, people tell me that shit. Like, I remember you from one night I was in the club. Like, one of my good friends right now told me, like, that's the first time he saw me. I was like, nigga, I know you for like 6 years. I didn't know that shit. He's like, yeah, I saw you there. So
Are the clubs still as popular as they once were? Because they are.
I mean, it's gonna always
In
be
terms
a
of
wave.
what?
Well, in terms of promoting music, because I remember I'd Fast Coop up on the show way back, and he was like, yo, how I started getting my music moving is I would give it to all the club DJs, and I haven't heard anybody do that since. Was that like a main way for you to promote your music back then?
No, I would say it was never a main way, but
This is like right when social media starts moving.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like when new ways come about, people think that old ways are obsolete. And
Yeah.
I think that getting your music played in the club will always be relevant, just as much as getting a blog post will always be relevant. You know what I'm saying? So it's just really about your route.
yeah, and the type of music you make, and you know what I'm saying, all that type of stuff too. But like, there's a lot more. I think that there's a lot more DJs that are working with artists like closely now. Maybe a little bit more than I've seen. So by default, you're gonna have a lot more DJs playing like up and coming artist music. But yeah, for the most part, it's what he said. Like, there's always gonna be a new wave depending on what's going on. We just don't always remember shit that's already been going around.
Well, for instance, I mean, like you just put out Bigelow remix, right? I love it.
Yeah.
I was just bumping it in the whip.
Thank you.
It was awesome.
Thanks.
I got it on my Apple Music. But when you make that and like, you're, all right, I want to market this, are you thinking, oh shit, I should go reach out to my buddy at Venue or my pal at Cure and see if they can bump it in the club?
Okay, so that's really a good question because it's giving me a specific opportunity to explain like the difference, right? So like when I had a song called like Stop It, for example, I was absolutely on the DJ's heads for that. But something like a Big Zo remix, for example, where it's like bilingual rap, I'm gonna target Haitian DJs and like blogs and platforms that are cultural platforms, you know what I'm saying? So in that case, it doesn't matter to me if it's talk radio, if it's the club or whatever. In that case, it don't matter. It's like, if you like it, you like it. If you want to play it in the club, you can, but it doesn't necessarily, it's not going to be dependent on the club as opposed to some of the songs that I have that are like super like, you know, if I'm telling you to shake your ass to do something, like, yeah, I need it in the club. So it kind of varies on the content, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, like I said, it's different now too because the DJs, I mean, shit, if you know how to mix and you know how to do your thing, you could play anything at any time. So
over the when you started, when did you assess like, oh shit, I'm established, like I'm doing my thing, now's a good time for me to level up? Like now I have to be a little more aggressive. Like, how do you assess that period where you might be plateauing and now you got to take a bigger step?
that's every 6 months, bro.
Is it?
Yeah, to be honest. Like, yeah. And with this, I can't even say it's every 6 months. It's with everything. Like, you do a flyer once. After 2-3 years of making a flyer, even a flyer's got to be sick. You know what I'm saying? The set list, it's got to change. Like, I think that, and just the type of artist that I am, it's important to me to not ever be in a box. I am one of those artists that I don't want to, like, I don't want you to know me for any one sound. So because of that, I absolutely feel like that's every single time. Anytime I drop a song, I'm thinking like I might have a bunch of songs that I have, but I'm like, shit, which one do I put out first though? Because that's leading into, you know what I'm saying? That kind of sets the tone for what's happening after. So leveling up is a constant because I don't like hearing the same shit. I like, me personally as a music fan, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to do the shit that I hate that other people do, which is get stagnant, which is not try to challenge sonically what they're doing.
How do you assess that though?
How do you assess it? I mean,
like if you're getting too comfortable, how do you assess it? I think about it like every day. I'm like, oh shit, am I moving too slow? Am I not doing enough?
When it comes to maybe like the work behind the scenes side, strategy side, I read a lot. You know what I'm saying? What we were talking about, podcasts, you know what I'm saying? You learn from others. So if you see that people are moving at a certain way and you're not doing any of that shit, you need to level the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? I'm reading up on like, not now, but like, you know, at one time I definitely was like, fuck, I need to learn search engine optimization. I need to learn
don't get me started on the SEO.
algorithms.
That
like,
shit's whack.
Yeah, like that shit wasn't a thing before, but something like that is a specific example. Like
your
once
keywords,
you see,
right?
Once you see Instagram's really moving like that, once you see YouTube is really moving like that, then yeah, you can't just keep getting by with like, I'm just gonna post a video and that's cool. It's like, no, you gotta learn. Like peak times. I had a chart next to my bed for a couple of weeks that was literally like social media content calendar. Like
when to post.
People
best
don't
times
think
to post.
about those things exactly, and it's like even though you kind of think it, like okay, I'm not gonna post something in the middle of the day if everybody's at work. You make that
unless it's
thought.
12 p.m. because everyone's on their phone at lunch.
Right, but then you start thinking about, right, so do I post this at 12? But then you're like, wait a minute, I'm just thinking about my time zone. I don't know what time it is somewhere else. So wait, so now, you see what I'm saying?
That's
like
9 a.m. in Cali. Everyone starts work at 10 in Cali, though.
So that's how you start to switch up the content. You see what I'm saying? Like, if I'm doing something that's targeting Cali, I'm posting it at 3 my time. I don't really care as much because I'm targeting something. So that's how you go from, oh, okay, everyone's thinking about peak times to, no, Dutch, you need to level up and you need to choose what content you're putting out and keeping in mind each time zone that you're hitting. And when did that happen? When I went to Africa. How the fuck do you post on Instagram for Boston when you're in Africa and the Wi-Fi is ass? Like,
what's the time change
Oh
looking like?
shit, I don't even freaking know. I don't remember.
Where'd you go?
It was 8 hours.
I went to Congo.
Did you go to Congo too?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
in Congo.
What was that?
It was amazing. It was sick. It was fire.
Where's that? Like right in the middle, right?
In the middle of a war. We went there for an Independence Day festival, the first one. They haven't had a second one.
Right.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The war is still going on.
I was the only American artist, like, yeah, and but again, like that's just an
Were they
example
receptive?
of how hell yeah. I mean, I had billboards in there before I had billboards all over their town. So, and me being the only American artist, I get off the plane. It's like Nicki Minaj just got off
That's
the motherfucking plane. Like
fire.
they're like, oh my god,
You
you're
must
like
have
Nicki
been
Minaj.
pumped.
Yeah, it was lit because granted I don't speak their language, but they speak French. And me being Haitian, I speak Haitian Creole. So we were like meeting halfway. Like I would just speak in Creole and we would just kind of decipher and pick out the words. And of course, they want to speak in English because they just want to show you like what they know and shit.
See,
so it was amazing.
I've thought of like rolling up to like Beijing and like just like tell everyone in Beijing I'm an NBA player and just be like, oh yeah, I'm the fucking man.
And the
Get
reality
mad
is,
shorties.
like it's very light. It's not really far-fetched at all. You see what I'm saying? It's not at all. Like we're just walking around. Like, now don't get me wrong. In Africa, there's some fly motherfuckers out there. Like, I was definitely standing next to a couple girls that I was like, I'm sorry, those Louboutins, like, it's
they were
dirt.
balling?
Like, it's dirt, like African dirt on the floor. Like, you got lubes on. All right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, it's all levels, you know what I mean? But I say that just to say, like, it was that experience that made me change or level up, as you said, even how I approach social media. Because if we're just out there, we're having the time of our lives, we're in the club, it's lit. So I want to post everything right now. But that's not really it. Like, the people in Africa will see it if they have Wi-Fi at the time, because everything's on Wi-Fi. They use WhatsApp.
How'd you guys line that up? That is sweet.
A girl I went to high school with that I had not seen probably at least 8 years before this happened, she had moved out. She went out there to visit her sister who works in like the UN or something like that. She just never left. She started working out there. She ended up dating this dude who they basically put it together, them two. So when it came time to picking artists,
Networking.
she was like, shit, I know exactly who. And also she had already played him some of my stuff, like, you know, just on some like, this is my friend, like. And once it came together and they got the government backing and they actually had like money to put behind it, they were like, nah, bro, like it was official booking. It wasn't like, we'll meet you halfway. Like, nah, I got paid and I got travel's compensated.
That's
and all that shit.
fire.
Official
All
booking.
expenses paid.
You know what I mean? All
Let's
expenses
go.
paid.
You
Like,
guys were
and I mean
balling.
like hotel all inclusive,
Food.
fucking, oh shit, the food every day. I think about it every day. The
Food was
fish.
good?
Oh my God. The fish.
Amazing.
It
You guys
was-
didn't get worried in a foreign country eating like random food?
I'm foreign, bro.
I know, but Africa's a little different, right? Weren't you a little
Nah.
more hesitant?
No, because first and foremost, you have your natural instincts.
There was an Ebola
The
outbreak
shit
going
look
on
amazing,
over
dog. Like, you know, you can have your hesitation, but you also can see a plate and be like,
Whoa.
"Fuck, let me get two of those." Like,
Yeah.
no, that's what it was. They okay. You have to be mindful of street food. We were at like a villa,
Oh, yeah,
a
a
restaurant,
resort,
like
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, that's probably the best place to eat. But but again, it was also one of those places where it's just like
Organic doesn't exist.
all include, right? Like, it's the health. Our shit's fucked up, not
Yo,
theirs.
Our shit's from the factory.
Like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
where we get it fucked up at. There's nothing wrong with their food. They're sick from other shit. Water, like,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with the fucking food. The food, they
There
grew the
is-
shit in the backyard. Like,
Yeah, but you,
know what I'm
guys
saying?
must have been a little like, yo, I'm not just gonna go to like this like little farmer's market and like pick some shit up and test it.
Right. Because but I guess I would say, in fairness, I wouldn't do that shit in certain places out here either. You know what I
That's a
mean?
fact.
Like, I don't know whose mother made this shit.
I was about to say,
Like-
I was more apt to try something there than I would be here.
Like, no
way.
lie, no bullshit. Like, because, and then again, we weren't in places, if you think about it too, we weren't in places where it'd be sketchy. Like, it wasn't
Yeah.
like we was at somebody's aunt's house in the
not
middle
sketchy
of
at all.
somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing, it's fucking gorgeous. Like, we're used to what we see in pictures. Dog, we got out the fucking plane, we got out the airport, the fucking dude standing there with my name and shit like that. We get in the car, Meek Mill's playing, it's fucking lit. The city looks like fuck. It was so dope, so illuminated. The city. We landed in Rwanda, so I'm scared to go in Rwanda. Rwanda's lit. The first thing we did.
We only know the movie, right? That's it.
Exactly. The first thing we did, we went to some fire ass Japanese spot. That was the first thing we did. Like right off of the plane, went to this place that they opened up for us. Like after hours.
With the Japanese spot in Congo.
You see what I'm saying? Like to us, we don't know better, but it's like they have restaurants, dog. They got like they got everything. Like you know
I've
what
been
I'm
to
saying?
Tanzania. I went to Africa.
That's awesome, actually. That's
Right
where
next to it.
A lot of people
Yeah.
said that's where I need to go next.
Well, I went on a safari
Okay.
with my mother and my sisters.
Okay.
And it
You
was
didn't get to get lit though.
Oh no, I was mad young.
They said Tanzania is where the club's at. That's where all the twerking happens at. That's what they told me.
Then we should go back.
You should. Yeah, let's go. Now, I heard that they legit. They were like Tanzania is like Atlanta.
But it was the same thing. Like my mom balled out on the trip, so it was like, yo, I was never that worried about the food because we were always
Right.
at a nice ass resort.
Right. Right.
But
And
you did have to take like malaria pills and shit like that, right?
mad shit.
Yeah.
Just to go,
Yellow
just to be able
fever.
to travel. Yes, that's true. And no, we didn't drink. I mean, I didn't drink the water, of course. But you don't do that anyway. I mean, I've been to Portugal before. You don't do that shit. Because I always say, like, respect other people's hoods, man. Your body's not from that hood.
Yeah.
Like, so.
Your immune system's not ready.
It's not. You know, I mean, even if I would say the water doesn't have to be contaminated for it to fuck you up. It's not. You're not used to it. You know what I'm saying? So, like in the club, one thing that was a big lesson too. I didn't get sick or nothing, but a lot of people forget when they go to the club to not get ice. Like you don't drink water the whole time, and then you go and get drinks, and there's motherfucking ice in it. It's like, where do y'all think they're making ice from, guys? Like,
Did the ice bother you? Did you try it?
No, I mean, we knew. That's what I mean. That's why I was gonna say I didn't get sick, but that was a lesson. They were like, do not get drinks with ice. They made sure to tell us
I didn't
that
even
because
think about
you,
that.
exactly because again we're entertainers. We're in the club. We popping bottles. We getting lit.
Bottles was $50.
somebody's gonna- Dog.
For a bottle of Henny.
Oh, gee.
VIP, sparklers, the whole shit.
You guys were pumped.
Pizza in the club.
Peppers that were only native to that part of
Yeah.
the Africa on the pizza.
I wish we spent $100 that night. I wish. We would have. I think we ordered like a whole nother round of pizza just because we were like, what do you mean it's $60? It's like we got 2 fucking whole bottles and champagne and the whole shit. Like it's amazing.
How
but
much
yeah,
if you go to
the
like
ice-
Bijou out here and you get bottle service? How much?
Ah, please.
200.
You're spending
minimum.
what?
What?
That's
the
what?
cheap. I don't even think they
I'm
got a bottle
financially
that cheap.
disciplined. I don't.
You're
ball
spending
out
at
like
least
that.
$1,000.
A G on bottle service?
I mean, you're
Bottle
not going to get one
serve-
bottle.
Like okay, there's certain clubs have minimums. See
You
what I'm
could
saying?
get
There's
a bottle of
minimum.
rosé, of Moet for like $150.
That is
Not
the
in
biggest.
Bijou.
finesse.
Every place is different. So like there are some clubs where the cheapest bottle might be $150. It might be a bottle of Bel Air or some shit.
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
what I'm saying, bottle of
But
Bel Air.
in some of these places, like the Bijou's and the nicest spots, like it's a table minimum.
What about
It's
the
not even a
brand?
bottle.
Yeah, you
it's
gotta
a
get the table
minimum.
first, right?
Yeah, it's a table
So the
minimum.
cheapest bottle might be $250,
Yeah.
$300.
And the table minimum may be like
Minimum might
$1,000.
be $500 or $1,000.
Yeah.
Depending on the night.
I'll
Yeah.
never get that. That will never make sense.
It's the
to me.
look.
I get it, and I'm gonna secure big bags in my life. So like probably when I get there, it's gonna be like, all right, yeah, this shit's easy.
But I feel you, but I'll say this. Like, I think it's dumb to, like, there's a certain extent where it is stupid because the bottle at the store is like $70. You know what I'm saying? You just paid $800.
$35.
That's dumb. You know what I mean? But I do have a newfound respect for a section, quote unquote, because when you think about it, if 2 or 3 of your friends go out to the bar, you spend half the night trying to get the fucking drink from the bartender, and you're probably gonna spend $60, $80 by yourself.
Why don't you just get smacked beforehand?
But because that's
It
not what you do
wears
in the
off.
club. You gotta get home. You're gonna die. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta get home. Like,
Not if you're a lightweight,
But
bro.
if you're like, and on top of it too, like, remember, like, there's beer and then there's like hard alcohol. Like, motherfuckers are drinking cognac and shit. You need your time to sit
What are you
down and
drinking?
drink it. I'm drinking cognac. We drinking like Douce. We drinking like Henny. We drinking.
Oh,
like,
so you
all
make
that
sure you
shit.
get the
Like,
brand
yeah.
names.
Yeah, fuck it. I mean, that's what you do. Like, if you're that's what I mean. Like, if you're going. So that's the split. Let me bring it back. So like if you're doing some luxury shit, right? So at me as an artist, if I'm an artist and it's my like release party, goddamn right we get bottles. Like everybody looking. That's what the fuck you're doing. It's marketing. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the flip side of it is I've found times where I'm like, it's a random ass night and we're gonna get a bottle, because if each one of us, like I said, spent $80 by yourself and it's like 6 of y'all, you bought a bottle, but you had to sit at the bar the whole night to try to get the bottle.
You don't look sexy.
You're not having fun. You're standing over, excuse me, the whole night trying to, like, as opposed to you have a table, you get escorted to your table from outside and you're poured drinks the whole night and you can sit down and you can relax. It's the, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like when I was like 17, 18, it didn't matter. But now I'm like, bitch, ain't nobody trying to get stepped on all fucking night and shit. If I'm gonna come out, and I'm gonna chill and I can sit here and I can see everything and I can drink, and that's the experience. So, but you could do that for $500-$600. Do you see what I'm saying? Like now when you're spending like $1,000, $2,000, unless your pockets is deep like that, it's dumb. Some people go broke trying to look, ball out. But I'm not gonna say I haven't been in certain parties where it's been like shit. My boy Galway, my bro Ali, like, they had like 10, 11 bottles that birthday night. 10, 11 fucking sparklers. And we didn't even finish them all. Motherfuckers left with bottles.
And they cut the check though.
He bought everybody, because that's how they get down.
Invite
Every
me,
cousin
dog.
came with money for their own bottle, $200-$300. So if if there's 10 people, everybody put $200-$300. You know what I'm saying?
I just think it's a weird way to stunt. Like,
Yeah.
wouldn't you much rather like just have like a fucking sick citywide marketing campaign for whatever you're trying to push? And it's like, yo, fuck.
That's
this
why I
guy's
said
here.
it depends on what your pockets is like. If you got the pockets to do all of the above,
I mean, it
do
depends
that.
on what you're going out for.
Right.
Are you
Like-
going
like,
out
this
to have
isn't a
fun, or
regular
are you
thing.
going out to market?
I'm not even talking about going out. I'm just saying to blow 2 G's.
No, just to
I would
blow
much
2
rather
Gs.
have the deer everywhere over the city than except ball out and have a golden
Right,
day
and
party.
that's why I say it depends on your pockets. If you're doing shit like that, you better have the money for everything else.
I mean,
too.
everybody balls out on different things. You ball out on something. What is it?
Literally nothing, bro.
There's no, so
I literally am like, don't.
okay. So
Materialistic,
let's
nothing.
define ball out. And
All right, 2 G's.
2 G's. So
I don't remember the last time I spent 2 G's on something.
you wouldn't buy a piece of equipment for 2 G's,
Bro, we got that used for like $260.
I'm gonna say, you don't see the iPhone setup, dog.
We got
No,
the
I'm
iPhone, bro.
saying, like, when
We're
you
the
get to a
biggest
certain
podcast in the
point-
city of iPhones.
But again,
Balling.
that's why I keep saying, like, it's about the bigger picture. If you can ball out on $2,000, then you better have the money to do everything else. So I say that to say that $2,000 should be like $50 to you.
Yeah, exactly.
You see what I mean?
When
Like,
was the last time do you still actively go out?
depends. I like to. I mean, I'm a girl. I like to dance and shit. I like to go out, but not often as I used to before. Sorry, like when
Okay.
it was like I had to be on the scene because people needed to know who I was. But now that people know who I am, it's almost counterproductive to be in the fucking party all the time.
And with I feel like we always bring this up, but like with social media being more prominent, do you still feel like the necessity, I always got to be out?
No, because I understand that FOMO is real. The fear of missing out shit is real. So no. I also know that it's kind of what I said earlier. Like I be out. I just don't be out in the club. I just don't be like, I don't always think what I'm doing is shit that people want to see. Yes, sometimes I do feel pressure to like show more shit because people are asking, but damn sure not on no like club shit. Like fuck out of here. Like what does that make sense for me to be spending money and I'm asking y'all to help me make it? Like, no, I'm not. You're not going to pressure me to make me feel like I have to go to the club. See what I mean? Because even what I'm saying about like bottles and all of that shit, that's like somebody's like birthday. You know what I mean? Like it's not like a random Thursday we going out, we bottle popping. It's like, nah, it's like it's Dutch's birthday. We're going out 20 deep. We're balling out like for the birthday.
21
You know what I
this year.
mean?
I'm
Like
coming. At 22,
that's why.
Big Fresh
And that
is
was
coming
another
too.
thing too. I was like, I know you were saying like you don't do that, but I'm like, you might need to come out with us one night, dog. Like just to see what, you know what I'm saying? Just to see the vibes. Like we got vibes but that's what it is. When you go out, we're celebrating life, not
I'll probably
I want to
with you
go and
guys
post this for the gram. That's just dumb. That's dumb. That's very dumb.
But if the pic's fire,
It's still dumb because if you're going home and you have no money,
that's what I'm saying.
it's dumb. You know what I mean? Like that's the flip side that I think that people are now seeing more of too. Like because now you got to keep up with your fake persona on Instagram. It's like you popping on Instagram. I just seen you at the store looking crazy, bitch. Like
I know what you're saying.
You
Big
know?
Fresh, when was the last time you went to the
trap.
club and like really blowed a bag?
he's like,
I think-
yesterday.
Nah.
Big Fresh gets smacked. He gets
That's
pumped.
what's up. I was say I don't even like spending money in there. I just want to be able to smoke in the clubs. As long as I can smoke in the club, I don't even think
True
I'll
story.
drink.
Yeah.
True story.
Can you do that in Boston clubs anywhere?
I mean,
Depends on
you
the
can do what
night.
you want. What you want.
Yeah.
Where you at?
Yeah.
Make it work for you.
Depends on whose night it is. You know what I'm saying?
I think I've been to actually I went to a club in New York, and that shit was different because
It's different.
I spent $20 on a shot,
Yeah.
and I couldn't believe it. Like
You were like,
What?
Oh no, see that's exactly like New York. Oh shit, you're spending $40 to get in. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
no, I'm not doing that. None of that. New York, we go out to eat. We don't go to the club. Like we don't do that.
Yeah, the cover's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. But it's a vibe. Vibes over everything. That's usually the common denominator.
Quick segue, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So we were talking a little bit about you being resourceful. I think like a lot of people could learn about how you've like built an actual authentic brand for yourself using everything in the city. Could you kind of speak to that a little bit? How you've used all your resources in the city to build something for yourself? Because I think there's a lot more resources in the city than artists are really aware of.
Yeah. Wow.
How was that for a question?
That was one.
I mean, it's an
Nobel Peace Prize.
Yo,
question.
let's go.
Like, nah, because I'm thinking about
Time.
so many. Yeah, like it's not like I'm not like 2 years in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think about even how I booked my first show was because there was a radio station kind of set up like this in someone's basement. I came downstairs to do their hair. They were like, come rap something real quick because I heard you could rap. And I booked the radio. So the first tier is like local radio stations. You got to really build those relationships because they are the people that, podcasts, like people, media, local media. They are going to make sure they do that due diligence and research who you are. So that led to press, bona fide press, legit press, right? Still, community, people going out a little bit. Actually, oh, hey, I read something you wrote. Nice to meet you. Oh, who the hell are you? Now I'm on my radar. Now you're on my radar.
You'll make the
Whatever.
introduction. You'll go up to people and introduce yourself.
If I know who you are, yeah, absolutely. Or if I heard about you, yeah. But also having good relationships with people generally introduce you to people too. Like I got mad cousins. I got mad people that I knew like before music. I went away to school. I came back. It just so happened some of these people are now, club promoters or, like I know someone he was a friend of my cousin when I was young. He's now like a regional like person for Hennessy. And I'm like, that's Rob. Like I just knew him when I was younger. Like, so of course, if I come and say hi to you, just hey, hi, like I'm such and such's little cousin. Remember me? You're going to introduce me to people. And so it was a lot of word of mouth.
Just meet people,
happened.
say hi.
Yeah, network. I mean, you could call it networking if you want, but like it's just being there to get that opportunity to shake the hand and say what's up to someone. A lot of newspapers, a lot of colleges, like I was saying, like I started booking a lot of college shows. So the colleges, like, yeah, right. College kids will tell everybody anything that they like.
Yeah, that's
like,
huge. Can you talk about playing the colleges in the city?
Colleges
it's huge.
are amazing.
No one does it anymore. I don't get it.
My first college was Suffolk. That was my first one ever.
So right up the street.
And it's very difficult to captivate the crowd because first off, everybody's drunk. What are we talking about? It's like the event.
And the show's
They've
fire.
had class like all day, like, and then it's like that thing that
drunk.
Friday night, like it's like they're on their campus, like you know what I'm saying? Like not necessarily all the places here, but again, I was doing colleges in like Providence and shit, like. It's like a thing you do. It's a university put on event. You know what I'm saying? Like, because this isn't like headline Dutch Rebelle. This is when I'm starting. So it's probably some hip hop thing, a hip hop night, some type of woman
organization.
night. Organization put it together. So it's like you're gonna stop by before you go out for the night. But if you can get those kids, like if you can get that crowd,
and they'll pay you.
You're the shit. Like hell yeah, and they're paying you. So that just gets your ranking up too. But they have their college papers. You know what I mean? These kids grow up to graduate, to be in the industry, or to be someone who could book you. Oh, you came to my school in my sophomore year. I went to Indiana. Like, the fuck was I doing in Indiana? Some girl that probably did undergrad here, went there, that type of shit. Like, so, again, to me, I didn't know there were resources at the time. I was just kind of going with the flow.
You were just hustling.
Yeah, hustling, but being mindful of, like, credible people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to just sit there and chill with all the motherfuckers that's like, I got a studio in my crib. It's like, okay, that's fine. But, like, do you have anything online? Like, that's how I weeded people out. Like, okay, can you send me something you recorded? Mm-hmm. If you can't send me something, then it kind of already tells me where you're at with the recording process, right? So, kind of navigating that way. And then it became studio relationships. Once I was getting into the studio.
Where were you recording? Or where do you record now?
I recorded shit. I recorded almost everywhere. I mean, I record.
You never go to Phoenix Down?
I've been there. I've been to almost. I mean, because as far as like my home base studios, it's only been a few. Like the record company, Bridge Sound and Stage. The Bridge was probably like my first like home. You know what I'm saying?
Is that the studio with all the freestyles that they put online? Like Red Shades had a freestyle and Micropop Thoughts.
The Bridge, nah.
No. The Bridge is fire. That's Archetypes.
But there is the Cambridge Sessions that I think that's something that you're talking about, where they would do like the freestyle.
The freestyle would be like
a
black and
cipher.
white.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. But
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, Big Fresh?
No.
Dude,
Yeah.
how could you do that? What's wrong
Where
with
is
you?
the
It's
bridge?
like, I don't know. Like but the Bridge is on
Cambridge.
Edmund Street. It's in Cambridge. Like yeah, it's in Cambridge. And so only like 2 places I could say were like home. But as far as being in these studios, oh my God, I've been in almost every single one out here, because if it wasn't just something that I need to finish up real quick, if it was like a feature or something, like if I'm doing a feature for an artist, they're just telling me to go wherever they're at. So that's how I've gotten to experience a lot of studios that are maybe not my home base. So Phoenix is definitely one that I've been to for features.
Phoenix
like
is popping now.
at least 6-7 times. Like
It's popping
at
now
least.
over there.
Like yeah, it's fine. Don't get me wrong, it's dope. But
You go to Cyber
you know,
Sounds too?
my spots is, I mean, the Bridge is fucking, let's be fucking gorgeous. I mean, it's a whole damn showroom in there. You could have hosted shows in there.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, you gotta go to the Bridge, man. It's beautiful in
Where's
there.
it, Central Square?
Nah, it's like closer to Western Avenue and all of that shit. I couldn't tell you.
It's
like
it's Cambridge Arlington.
Yeah, exactly.
Borderline.
Oh, like down Mass Ave?
Yeah,
Yeah,
down Mass Ave.
like all the way down.
Whoa.
Yeah.
There's a studio out there?
Yeah, it's the studio.
Radiohead
you gotta go.
recorded
Dog,
at
the fact
that
that you don't even
studio.
know, you gotta go in there because you're gonna see walls and
Who does?
history of
I said
Boston
Radiohead
music.
recorded part of Kid A at that studio.
Whoa.
Yeah, like Aerosmith been there. Like that's it's the shit. Like it's the shit. And then even like right now, like lately, I've been recording with my boy International Show, and that's in Weymouth, but that's at SOE Complex.
How you gonna get out there if you don't have a whip?
You know, I mean, I'm always gonna have a whip. It might not be my whip, but it's always I'm always.
You
gonna
always
be-
have a ride.
I live in Lynn, dog. I can't not have a
Oh, no way.
wheels. You can't do shit. Like
the
you
city
can't.
of Sin?
Yeah.
What's it like
I mean, that's
out
not where I'm
there?
from. That's not where I'm from. That's just where I live. Like, you know what I mean? But it's cool. My side's cool. They got mad food and shit out there. Like, the driving is terrible on the North Shore. That's where all my accidents happened. Like, honestly. Like, I've been hit, like, from behind, like, at least 3 times when I was at a full stop. These are, like... That's just 3 of the
Maybe you should
whatever.
stop
times.
driving.
Like, yeah. That's what people say, but it's like whether I'm driving or not. I'm not always driving either. Like I be passenger. Like,
Are you just
all
like
those
paranoid
times
every
I'm
time you grab the
passenger.
wheel?
Nah, I got some PTSD like a motherfucker, but no, I drive responsibly. I don't do the speed because of shit like that. I'm not trying to speed. I'm not trying to do none of that. I'm taking my fucking time. Like, what do you mean? Like, so shit like that. But no, the resources again, like just those are all the stages of them. Like once you're networking and then they become solidified. Resources like a studio like the Bridge. There's a lot of artists that I've been connected with because they record there. You know, people like Slane, Rex, Terminology. Like a lot of those people I built relationships with there. You know, so when I'm doing shows in a different state and I bump into like Term, he knows me because he knows me. Like, you know what I'm saying? He knows me like that. So there's people that I've met because of them that.
Well, I also think
know, like-
you're also a hustler, so like it's easy for you to do stuff like that. But I've been trying to tell people there's just like so much stuff and different ways you can promote your music in the city that people just don't access. There are massive TikTok stars in the city, and I'll link you guys after. Huge social media influencers. Like, why not get you some? I'm sure you were doing shit like this way back then. Like,
You want to see me do a TikTok?
Well, she wasn't doing this
Do
stuff
you
way
want-
back
I'm
then
asking.
because stuff didn't exist back then.
I get it, but what I
Yeah.
mean is like just like doing everything you can to get your music.
Oh, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
absolutely. But yeah, sidebar.
Yeah, we could do a TikTok.
Yeah.
Do you have an account?
I don't. That's why I asked, because some people are like, you should do a TikTok. And I'm like, really? You want to see me do shit like that? I'm a lot stranger than y'all motherfuckers probably think. So.
You have a Triller?
No. I have none of that shit. Because again, like exactly what he said. Like that wasn't even a... Like, yo, when I started, I was doing Me Style Fridays, right? I had this series where, because like I said, I didn't have any studio time. So I didn't have anything actually recorded. So how do I get booked if I can't send you anything, right?
What were you filming on? A Razor?
On my laptop, like on my fucking Dell, like whatever the fuck it was that had a camera, whatever it was.
Like a webcam.
And yeah, exactly, like just a straight up webcam. And I was doing weekly freestyles into the camera and putting them out on Fridays. And people were like, "Oh, that's so innovative. That's so cool." This is like 2009. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like, and I'm like, dog, innovative. I don't have fucking
all I
studio
have,
time. Like,
yeah.
it wasn't because it was a good idea. It's because there's no
It's all
other
you
way
had.
for me to, like, dude, like, I can't even.
It makes you so much better
you can't
though,
even
right?
record the sound, like, you know what I mean? Like, the beat and your voice at the same time. So I had to do it on video. It wasn't like an audio. It was the only way I had it. So something like that, because I was doing things like that. Like I did like 24 of those. Like at least I did like 12. And then like I did a whole nother series where it was like a dedication series where I had people choose the song for the next week. I was doing that when I started.
Wow.
So like it's nothing against like TikToks and Thriller. They're all dope. But for me, it has to, I'm always going to look for the thing that's like brand new, not completely saturated yet, because
that's how you market.
it's kind of always how it's been. You know what I mean? Like it's dope. I lucked out in that case, but a lot of the shit that I was doing, it wasn't because it was innovative. It was because it was a necessity. So now I have to kind of keep that standard up. You know what I'm saying?
When did you decide it would be a good move to do festivals like A3C and South by Southwest?
South by Southwest was one of the first shows I've ever did.
Well, you probably nervous as hell.
No.
What?
I was hungry as fuck. Nah, because I used to dance. Like my family has a nonprofit. We have a organization that we have a school in Haiti, so we fund that the kids can go. Correcto, shout out to Correcto. It's in Tomod, Haiti, where I was born in Haiti. So we do events here so that the kids can go free. Long story short, I used to perform like dance for these things. So like I always learned like nobody knows you fucked up until you show you fucked up, right? So if I don't have, y'all don't know me, so I have a clean slate. I was down in Texas like, what's up? How y'all doing? What's up? Who are you? What the fuck? You want to hear me rap right now? Let's go. I got bars. Like, what's up? Let's do it. Like, what the fuck? What are you going to say? What's the most you can say? You liked it or you didn't. So
why'd you go down? Like, you were like, yo, this seems like a really good opportunity.
It was it. It was literally, I was like, oh, I heard about this thing. There's this thing going on in Texas, South by Southwest, this festival, music festival. All right, it looks cool. I think, I don't remember how we got on someone's radar, but we were like, I think it was like Sonic Bids. You used to have to apply, like shit like that, like Reverb Nation.
Oh, Reverb
There
Nation.
you go.
Yeah.
I'm still checking on that shit because that shit got me some money. But Reverb Nation, like shit like that. Like I think that's how we got on their radar. And I was offered a show. So obviously, like, no, they're not paying for shit. They're just like, you can come do this performance.
Bet.
So that was my first investment in myself, like real investment. Because at that point, I didn't have to. If I didn't have no studio time, I wasn't paying nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't spending
flight.
money.
Yeah.
Right, hotel, car, the whole shit.
It's like a G.
The 8 hours before I'm supposed to get on the plane, I get an email the show's canceled. 8 hours before I was supposed to get there. So we're like, great. I done promoted to fucking people. I'm about to be in Texas at this festival. People don't even know about it like that. Like, and it's canceled. So I was like, all right, shit, we're going because I can't not go. My flight's in like 5 hours. Like, you know what I'm saying? We went down there and we just mobbed and hustled. I actually ended up leaving with 3 shows. I actually performed like 3 different times down there just on some like, well, we ain't got shit to do. We're here for the week and we got there's nothing. We have nothing to do now. So we was just getting. That's how I met Static Selector. I met Static Selector sitting in the back of a bar with a pitcher. We got fucked up that day. That shit was crazy. But yeah, like that's how I met these people. But South by was literally just it was something that looked like you should go.
It's a hustle.
So we said, let's try it. And I met a lot of great people in that first trip. And then the South by led to A3C. They were like, there's another one like this, but it's smaller.
What's the real difference, like right now, branding-wise, between South by and A3C? A3C is more specifically music, and South by Southwest culture, kind of.
Well, right now it's completely different than what it was when I was there. When I was first starting. But A3C is all 3 coasts, and A3C is a hip hop festival.
Yeah,
That's just music.
It's hip hop.
Hip hop festival.
Okay.
It's a hip hop, not just
South by Southwest is music, film, tech. It's multiple things. That's like a conference. Music is a sector of it. So
similar effect where A3C like shuts down the whole city like South by Southwest does.
Yes and no, because like I said, back then A3C was in one place. Like it was in one spot.
It was at the Masquerade.
It was one building. So that's why it was so sick, because the flip side is South by Southwest. Yeah, Nas and Kanye West can be there, but you ain't gonna motherfucking see them. They could have been there the whole week you were there and you never saw them once, because it's all over Austin. As opposed to Masquerade, like, it's like, excuse me, Kanye. I'm trying to get to the bathroom. Like, everyone's in that same exact room. Now, it's completely the opposite. A3C has now adopted all of the South by Southwest shit. So now it's spread out. It's in different places. So it's not as efficient for an up-and-coming artist. Same thing with South by. Like, they're both cool. If you've never been, you should go. You absolutely should go. And I definitely think you should go at least more than once. But if you don't got that bag, just go and have fun and do your best, because you have to understand it. You're competing with, like, one concert is Meg Thee Stallion, Ty Dolla $ign, 2 Chainz, one concert. Like, who the fuck is going to the independent artist show?
Yeah.
Like, no, especially if you gotta walk or take a pedicab because you can't like drive through, especially if you gotta walk 30 fucking minutes to get to the venue and then you gotta get back to your spot.
You might meet a bunch of people though. I'm sure.
It wasn't like that before.
You do,
though.
but understand, have you ever been? You
No.
haven't been. South by Southwest is like trying to do business at Disneyland.
Just too much shit going on.
No. Think about what it looks like, like pedestrian wise. I mean, that's what it is. It's hundreds and thousands of people literally just walking up and down 6th Street all day. That's it. It's like Copley or Com Ave or all the long streets that we have. Imagine if every single store is a venue and each one of them is doing club.
So
I mean,
people
a
are there for
show
the experience.
all day. And people live in Texas. Like, there's people there that are just there because they live
Yeah.
there. They're there for the fucking food. They're there for the whatever. Like, they're just there to experience. Film art as well is huge. Tech is huge
They
as
have
well.
an education sector now too.
Yeah, they always have.
The way
music
that-
is just if the whole thing is 2 weeks or a week and a half, the music portion is maybe 3 to 5 days.
Yeah.
The last like
You
3 to
had
5
fun
days.
though, right?
It's fucking amazing. Yeah, but
I
that's why I
mean-
say, like, you got to know why you're going. Like, the first couple years that I went, it was still really based on the independent artist, so you could really get your shit off. Like,
That's
you could
exactly
really,
what I was
like,
about to say. I was about
talk
to say
with
the
someone.
difference between independent artists and the industry and how much the conferences have changed through time as the industries have moved in. Because when she first went, it was more independent based. Our independent artists, you get a lot easy access, stuff like that. Then you start having things like the Fader Ford and this and that. And once that started happening,
I could
made
actually sit and maybe talk with someone and be like, "Hi, nice to meet you. Here's my card. I hope you check me out." Now it's like all of these people are rushing to get to the show.
That's just like anything though,
Wiz
right?
Khalifa show, like, you know, it's completely different now. So it's good to go, but again, it's about how you're making an impact. You have to have a budget to be able to actually make an impact. If you're walking, again, it's like Six Flags, Disneyland. If there's thousands of people walking down the street, every single person is handing off a card to someone. So every day you're going back to your hotel with a bag of shit. How do you stand out when you have someone like maybe Little Uzi will come and maybe he has his campaign and it's fucking hundreds and thousands of dollars walking down the street. You see people with Uzi signs and shirts and shit like that. Like, how do you, you know, it's not bad. It's a test. It's a challenge. You should go to see the difference. Like,
if you want to learn yourself,
yeah, you want to
get down
learn
there.
where you're really at. You go to South by.
Are there any festivals now or sort of networking events like that that are not as mature as South by Southwest that you've tried to access?
That I've tried to access. No, I haven't tried to access them. Though there are some on my radar. Some of these DJ conferences. I haven't ever been to like a DJ conference. I would like to do that. And
It would be fire. Sorry to interrupt
No,
you.
no.
But what if Boston
the
got the
hiccups.
Olympics? Oh, shit would be sick.
I think it'd be horrible.
But it would because
It'll expedite the gentrification going on in Dorchester.
yeah, people don't realize what happens after the Olympics leave. It fucks up whatever city they were in.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be an optimist, guys. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No, it's not.
I mean-
Don't be realistic. You know what I'm saying? Don't be an optimist. You can be optimistic, but be
positive,
realist too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm
It
also,
might be fire for the music.
Nah. It wouldn't be fun. I don't think that the Olympics.
they reached out-
What does the Olympics do with music?
What if they reached out like, hey, Dutch, we want you to do like the
Oh
Olympic
yeah,
theme
that would be
song.
fucking.
Yeah, that's okay. So put it like this: Olympics does not say that doesn't click with Massachusetts to me. Olympics means the world.
That's what I'm saying.
So I don't give a, you know what I mean? Like, Olympics, I don't give a fuck what y'all need me to do. If y'all need me to do some shit, I'm gonna do it. Y'all need me
Yeah,
to carry
yeah,
some water on the
yeah.
fucking screen for
Yeah.
3 seconds? I got you. Like,
Bet.
not a problem. Like, I'll bring my
Let's
own.
do it.
Don't worry about it. Like,
Where's
you
the
know what I'm
Olympics
saying?
at?
I'll invest
Let's
in the
go there.
goddamn self.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's a huge different ballgame. Because put it like this, I mean, Boston Calling's supposed to be doing shit like that. So, you know,
Yeah,
how do you
actually.
think that's going?
Yeah.
Because there's that. That's a big ass festival that city, you know, they put money behind to do, and it's not necessary. It's South by.
It seems like
It's not for the actual artists here.
It seems like
It's
the
South by.
lineup was a little more tapped in this year. Like they had a bunch of comedians I've had up on the show that were opening.
It seems like they're trying
They're
their
gonna get
best.
better every
I mean,
year.
it's time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Give them the chance to do their due diligence.
Well, they got to make money, so that's why they're trying to get the big commercial artists off.
Yeah, they gotta make money, but they charge a $400, $500 tickets for like. I mean, I fuck with Red Hot Chili Peppers, so I ain't gonna say them, but like other people, like, you know what I mean? Like,
No, it's probably a bag of those skylights that you can see like from miles away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know when Boston Calling's in Boston.
Yeah, Yeah, there's another festival that happens.
Is there another
out here.
calling somewhere? You say you know in Boston, calling's in Boston. Where else is it at?
Yeah, dead ass.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, anyway, there's another festival that happens, but I don't know how music. It's like up in the North Shore, like way further north. There's always a billboard for it, and it looks like mad
I know what
hippie
you're
and
talking about.
Woodstocky, but it's like
Off
a whole
93,
festival.
right?
Yeah, it's always like right at the same
Yeah,
spot.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
but
Like
I've
right
never
across from the
been.
globe, right?
From the freaking water thing.
Yeah,
from
yeah.
The, yes. Yes.
I forget what is that called?
It's always a damn festival, and I don't know.
It's in
I don't-
Marshfield is where it is.
Yeah, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about.
You got to get booked for that. That'd be
Yeah,
fire.
yeah. See, now I'm trying to infiltrate all the like genre-based venues that I've never had any sittings in. Like that's kind of how I get down. Like as far as like any place out here, like I've been blessed to do a lot of dope venues. So obviously, unless I'm throwing the show myself, like it's not even worth me charging you what I want for it. I just gotta respectfully decline. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if it's a venue I've never been to, never heard of, in a city I've never been to, never heard of, that's usually how I'm like, oh, I got work to do over there.
What do you get a rush from now? Because you've like pretty much done like as much as you
Mm-hmm.
can do in Boston. I mean, there's always more shit to do, but like,
Yeah.
what gives you a high now? Like, oh shit, I'm pumped that just happened.
In Boston?
Yeah.
For Boston's sake, to be honest, it never gets old to be on the cover of a paper. Like I'm on the cover of the Dig right now with,
Let's
the, with
go.
the squad. Like you know what I mean? Like
Shouts out to you.
Yeah, like February 11th, we're doing Hella Black at the BCA. So it's me and a bunch of other brown skinned girls on the cover of the Dig, which is fucking
Who else?
crazy. Oompa, Red Shades, Brandy Blaze, Malia the Model.
Fire.
Oh my God.
Cake Swag.
Cake Swag, yeah. I'm like thinking of the picture. But yeah, like I think it's like 5 or 6 of us exactly. You know, all popping ass chicks from Boston actually. It's amazing. Good company. But that never gets old. It's not the first time I've ever been on a cover or anything like that. I've been on a cover in proper Bostonian. That's fucking nuts. Like, you know what I mean? Metro, like it doesn't get old because you always remember when you were young and you like open a paper. You know what I'm saying? Like it has nothing to do with music when someone is opening a paper and you're in the fucking historical books. You know what I'm saying? Like so that's always dope because that's a win for everybody. That's not a win. That's outside of me. That's like my job, right? I'm supposed to get press or whatever the case may be. But when I have younger girls that come up to me like, oh my fucking God, you were in this. That never, ever, ever gets old as far as this city because I'm from here. So that doesn't get old. And the older people, I should say. When like someone says like 60 and they know who you are,
That's fire.
that's dope. I've met a lot of people that are like my granddaughter. Or like, oh, I saw you at, like, because I do speaking events sometimes too, like, you know, shit that's not always just like straight hip hop, like rah-rah shit. Like I've done unplugged things, stuff like that. So like, I do get to meet a lot of different like crazy, like weird situations are what still gives me a buzz. I did a show in East Boston once that was like outside and the whole crowd was like kids. They were like under 10 and they flooded the stage. They flooded the stage. It was like 10 to 12 of them. And they were up there just like the whole performance. It was a 45-minute set.
And
they
that,
were up there
that
the whole
Grammy
time.
article was fire too.
Yeah, see?
That was
Exactly.
sweet.
See? Like something.
Just
Right.
so, like new shit. Like
Yeah. Being it's a unique way of being appreciated for the work. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't necessarily do it for rewards or anything. If you're an entrepreneur, you know you're just fucking crazy and you do the shit for your sanity, right?
yeah.
But
that's how we're getting along right now.
yeah, exactly. Right? Like when we're in here, it's all cold and shit.
Yeah,
We
it's
chilling.
crazy.
Like, but it's worth it because then someone else goes and says like, oh, I like a small part of this is going to inspire someone no matter what. We don't know what part, but a small part of it is going to inspire somebody. So that's how that's how I'm here. That's why I'm here. I don't do it for this big goal in the end. I could die tomorrow, God forbid, whatever. But I know that everything I did today, I was good with. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how I try to like move. So things like that kind of just freeze time for a second. You know, like when you're running, we be working so much, you know, it's like, oh shit, I'm in a paper. Oh, I do things. Right. That's right. I might be cool. That's
Yeah.
what's up. Like, then you get back
I get
to
what
it.
you mean though. Like it's like the random little wins that are like totally
Yeah.
different than what you expect and
Yeah,
fire.
exactly. Because you never expect. Because even the article, for example, like, it's cool that I'm in it. It would have been just as cool if that shit was like on page like 35. It's on the cover. I didn't know it was gonna be on the fucking cover. That's sick. That's sick.
You were pumped though.
That was Picture's dope. Shit's sick. Like, and I got to do it with people that I fuck with, and on top of it, the photographer is someone that I've had a relationship with for a long time also. So again, it's just a small form of validation, if that makes sense. Right?
Yeah, I get it.
Like, it's like, keep going. This shit's dope. Look at people think that you should be up there. Like, I haven't put a project out in like 2 years. The fuck, like, I'm still getting booked. I'm booked. I'm busy. Like, I'm here with you.
Let's go.
You know?
Big Fresh. Any questions, dog?
Yeah. So being from an immigrant family as well as being an immigrant yourself, how did your family take it when you kind of first told them that you wanted to pursue music and arts? And, you know, I think it might have helped that you had your degree already and then you said that maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. They knew. Yeah, I think they really knew I did finish. I was finished already. When I told them I was changing my major and like going into my senior year, they were like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" But that was kind of the undertone of why, because I was like, I got other shit that I'm focused on. So they kind of got wind, but whatever. Once I finished school, I'm like, now I'm back home and I'm going to these, like, I'm like, hey guys, I'm going to Dublin House in Dorchester, and I'll be back at like 2 in the morning. My parents like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, are you crazy? Like, you going where? Like, by yourself? Like, they weren't happy with it at all. But the flip side is that my parents are very musically inclined. They like music a lot. My mom used to sing and shit. Nothing serious, but like, and my dad is like one of those guys that had like the books and books of CDs that you're just like flipping through. You know what I mean? So I think that for them, it just was like, whatever. They literally were just like, whatever, it's a phase, whatever, you could do it. My father was always very much like, that's your bed, you lie in it. I don't give a fuck. Like, do what you want, because don't come asking nobody for shit if it doesn't go the way you want. You know what I mean? They were very much like that. So at first it was kind of like, it's a phase. You want to be like a hip hop girl. Like, what, you want to rap? My uncles and like aunts and shit, they were like, you're fucking nuts. Like, you went to school to rap? The fuck? Like, you have a degree? Like, that's what you want to do? They didn't like it.
That probably alleviated some pressure though, right? Because it's like, yeah, okay, they think I'm gonna fuck up anyway.
No, because immigrant pressure is real, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know what you mean. Like, I know what you mean, but there's immigrant pressure, and then I think that like all immigrants have like certain tiers of strictness, and I think it's understood that Haitians are up there. You know what I'm saying? So
I
like,
wouldn't know, man.
Haitians are up there. Like, Haitians are up there. Like, Haitians, Africans, certain Asians. Like, it's very much like they don't give a fuck. The parents said, and that's it. Do it. Because anything else is just the utmost sign of disrespect, and you shamed your family. You know what I mean? It's deep like that. So in the beginning, it wasn't like easier. It was just like, fuck, well, I better do this shit because they're not helping me at all. But they were always like that. Like, it wasn't a surprise. Like, but what changed things for them, of course, is like, you know, it's kind of different when you're at work and like your coworkers are like, oh my God, this is your daughter? I saw her in the paper. And now it's like, oh, you rap. Like, you rap. My daughter raps. Like, so they started like coming to shows and shit. My parents are, now they're actually very, very, very supportive. Like, my mom's, you've seen Mama ReBelle at shows. She be in there rapping and shit. She be like spitting my words. She be correcting me. Actually, she be checking my lyrics a lot. It's kind of weird. She knows
every parent wants their kid to be famous, and they just don't say they do.
Yeah. And my dad is super, like, he's mad, like, he's like mafioso, kind of laid back, quiet. He don't really say too much when it comes to that. But from time to time, he'll like put 2 cents in that I'm like, oh, you're like paying attention.
Yeah.
He'd be like, that video you did, you know, maybe next time you could do one with like a lot of sky, like a lot of big, you know, like make it more like, and I'm like, Dad, you mean like a drone? He's like, yeah, something like that. I'm like, oh, you paying attention. Like, you're like, but for him, he's putting his 2 cents in from what, like, you know, a lot of foreign videos, that's all it is. It's all the beach, the water, carnival style videos. That's all it is. So he's just like bringing his world into, you know what I mean? Like, that's how he helps. That's how a father helps. Like, he's like, I noticed this thing you did. And I'm like, oh, cool. Like, so it's still a lot different now, but nah, bro, it wasn't easy before. Nah. So, and I'm a girl. They're like, you're going to go sit with a whole bunch of dudes and rap? Like, yeah, I wish you would fly on the wall for some of those conversations.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Real quick before we freeze to death, I got a couple of questions. One, how did you organize a tour real quick? How did someone go about doing that? Because you guys went to UK? Or?
Yeah. So the UK tour, fortunately, was organized for me. So I didn't have to really do anything in that capacity. Platforms Music is someone that I work with, or that works with as part of my team, I should say. He organized that whole thing. So it's literally like, here are the dates.
This is how much you're getting paid. This is what you're doing.
Like, wasn't getting paid, bruh. First time in the UK. Not really going down like that. Nah.
Totally worth it though.
Absolutely. That was definitely an investment. But, and I did a lot out there. Like, I had a show almost every single night. Like, and if the night that I didn't have a show, it was radio.
He got fired.
Like, yeah, we got to do Fired. He got himself
Who
fired.
got fired? The promoter?
The radio guy got
the
drunk.
first night we got there, the first day was like a radio interview, and the dude
He brought
was
with a bottle of
drunk.
Henny. He came out with the bottle of Henny, like, here y'all go. And
Yeah,
then-
but at first
he
it
was
was like
pumped.
it was like. No, I don't want to say normal drunk. I don't know how that sounds, but like at first it was like expected.
Nah, it was
drunk.
nice. It was nice.
cool. It's
It
like,
was
yo,
cool,
he's like,
yeah.
I'm fucking excited. Like, you guys are here. Like, American, like, you're here and you're here for the tour, and I'm in fucking Wolverhampton. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like I'm in London. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, they're like, this is awesome. So at first we're like, yeah, it's lit. Like, let's do it. And then like as the night progresses, I'm like, I'm about to punch this nigga in this motherfucker.
As the night progressed, I'm looking at the
Because
Henny bottle. I'm
He's
like,
getting mad
man.
annoying.
He was getting flirty's not the word. Inappropriate.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Was he like grabbing you?
what? Bro.
Fam, I'm here. That would never
You?
happen.
Nah, do I look like someone that wouldn't have fucked? I would have been in jail, baby.
So is he just saying, like,
no
perverted shit?
It's like, it's like Big Fresh right here. Like, it's like, or you, whoever. But the person that's interviewing me is right there, literally right here. And he's just randomly, like, we're talking. He's not even talking to me. Like, let's say he's talking to you. There's two other artists on the side of me. And, like, he'll be like, yeah, man. So, da-da-da. And da-da-da. And then, like, he'll, like, lock eyes with me. He's just like, oh, just so beautiful. Okay, sorry. That was, like, the first time. I'm like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then after a while, it was just like, oh, my God, you're so beautiful. Like, it's like, he was talking, bro. Like,
How did you react?
I mean, in the very beginning, like, the first, I mean, it's not like, these things don't happen. You know what I'm saying? So the first time I was just like, all right, cool. You get one or two. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get one or two. You just think I'm pretty, fine. Thank you. But then after a while, it's like, dog, like, understand, like, I understand in the context that I am a female, but I'm a fucking artist in the room. I just came from the States. I'm here for an interview. Don't nobody want to fucking sit here and talk about your hormones and what you think about me. Like, the fuck? Like, and on top of it, like, that's disrespectful to the other two dudes. And you're not talking to me. Like, I wasn't introduced yet.
How did you diffuse
know what I
the
mean?
situation?
Wasn't really a I didn't diffuse
got
it at all.
fired,
I escalated
fam.
it.
He literally-
No, I escalated it. I remember.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, no, I technically didn't diffuse it at all, actually. What happened was, so at first, the one thing is, like, he was, I don't really like to freestyle anymore on the radio. I'm not going to say, that's a strong statement, but the last time I did a cypher, it was on MTV. Like, I was there physically and didn't cypher, you know what I mean? So, like, and I don't really do, like, mixtapes and covers of other people's shit. So, like, when I'm rapping, like, I'm making records, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not in freestyle mode. Like, you have to be in that grind, you know what I'm saying, to be doing that. So I kind of already said, like, I don't really want to do that, like. And that was like the whole 30 minutes of his interview. Like, he came, like, the interview started, he's like, we're going to do some questions and then we're going to do freestyles later. Already I was like, but I'm like, whatever, fine, I'll figure it out by then.
in the UK, you're like,
then it started, and then he's like, let's start with freestyles. He has the dude on the left of me rap for, I swear to God, the dude rap for 15 minutes straight.
Yeah.
Like, straight. Understand, like, there's no dialogue.
And he wouldn't play music. Like, he kept refused. He's like, I'm not here to play music.
That's where
That's
I
what
couldn't
it
take
was.
no more.
Yeah, he was like, I'm
finally-
not here. I'm like, we're on the radio.
After the
man.
flirty shit, he literally said to me, I don't give a fuck about your music. We're not gonna play music. I play your music all the time. We're not playing that shit. And I was, when I get upset, I'm quiet. So watch that, fun fact. Like, this is not upset. If I'm yelling and shit, I'm chilling. But if I'm like,
You're ready to snap.
I'd be very careful. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he got me to there. As soon as that shit left his mouth, I was like, yo, bro. Because on top of it, I'm the only girl in the whole room. The dudes can tell that it's uncomfortable because he keeps making these little weird comments. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they're all like,
How do you
we're
feel
a fan
about
of you,
Cardi
Dutch.
B?
Like, you know what?
I mean, he was like, how do you feel about Cardi B and
Yeah,
that
like
type of
asking
things?
dumb, like the least tier.
When you see
of
these
dumb
girls out
questions.
here shaking their ass, it's like,
Yeah,
yo,
like,
what?
And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, these dudes is in here like, yo, she's a beast. Like, you know what I'm saying? So then when he said the whole thing about, I'm not playing y'all music, so you need to, I literally was like, I'm ready. He's like, what? I'm like, I'm ready to rap right now. And I literally freestyled off the top of my head everything, and it was literally everything I was saying. It was like
the diss.
Yes, I like freestyled.
I wish we recorded it. I wish we recorded it
because the motherfucker messed up the tape.
It was like,
but
ether
no, I went
on
off
spot.
like on straight up like I was talking to him.
She was
the
like,
whole
and you
rap,
don't
I'm
know,
like,
and
you know this and and it was all bars, and it was all, and I was going, and I was literally like, yo, you over here like thirsty, and I said exactly how I felt in the moment, like off the top.
The freestyle was fire.
It was fucking lit. It was
fire.
because I was
It was like knocked-
because
it was
that's what I
literally-
mean. Like that's freestyle more fun. Jokes aside, like when I was freestyling, I was not that I was hungrier. You still got to be hungry, but like it was a different me then. I was absolutely like, what the fuck is good? Like what? I'm not holding my tongue. I'm not thinking about what I have to say. So freestyling comes from like an angrier place. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm going off, I'm talking. Like right now, if I was to freestyle, it wouldn't necessarily be like happy-go-lucky. I told you I went to a funeral today. It's gonna be some painful shit probably. You know what I mean? So if I'm mad, or if I'm charged up, I'm gonna go. And literally, I swear, I was quiet for like the whole first 10 minutes, and then as soon as he said, I was like, yo, I'm ready. Everybody's like, yo, like interrupted the whole shit. It's like, I'm ready.
Repulsive.
I'm ready. And I just went off, and then like he was just like,
he was like, yo.
He looked at me and was just like, and I'm like, you gonna shake my hand now? Like, can we start this over?
There's literally a knock on the window right after that. Like that's what happened. Like you framed him. We all kind of looked at it, and we all kind of sat there and registered for a second. It was like she just flamed him, and then there was like a knock on the window, and then he came back in and was fired.
He was fired. Wow. He had been on the show for like 7 years.
7 years was
like
fired on the spot.
Fired.
He was like this. He was like,
we
I'm
never
done.
got the recording of we didn't even get the recording of the interview, and I wish we did because
I have a video of it.
I don't tell the story because I don't have the audio to back it up. But if I did, oh my god, because I can't tell you what I said. I was in a moment, but I was so fired up because I was just like, dog, it's almost like I'm disgusted for the dude. Like I went to school for journalism. Let me say it like that. I went to school for communications.
Business major.
Communications journalism. That's what I graduated in. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm not even looking as the artist. I'm completely removed from the situation. You, as a freaking British platform, have the opportunity to interview an American artist, a female that has a buzz in your town, and you fuck it up by being drunk and horny, dog. Like, I'ma smack you, dog. Like, you're such a fucking waste of space. Like, that's how I get down. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not worried about me because we can fight or not. That's it. Nothing else matters, right? Like, nothing else matters at all. There's no great, life is very simple if you want it to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna be offended and let you know, or I'm gonna say nothing. What are we gonna do? Like, so for me, I'm just looking at the dude like, I want to like grade your paper right now, like just give you an F in all ethics and like like you're so fucking dog. It was disgusting.
You're getting pissed thinking about it.
It was disgusting. I'm actually. It's funny because I forgot because you were like, well, how did you defuse it? And I was like, oh yeah, we didn't at all. I got more mad. That's right. But it wasn't that bad because I was rapping.
I had to walk out the room.
I would have shook some shit up. Like,
did you like Europe though?
It was amazing. I ate 18 pounds of chicken kebabs out there every fucking day.
Chicken kebab. I would not think that's
dog.
Like
I think there was this spot.
Understand that everything out there is like $3. Everything out there to eat is $2,
$20,
$3.
like 20.
You guys just keep finding that global finesse.
Yeah,
it's like
food person.
Africa, Europe.
steak dinners for like $10 American with beer included.
All right, can I tell you guys a secret real quick? Let me tell you a quick secret. Listen, if you want to get smacking food, and this is a free plug, go up the street to PETA, PITA. Are you guys hungry after this? Go to PETA. It's a $10 plate. Smacking.
I love the hold on that S. That shit made me hungry.
Have you had it yet, Big Fresh?
Oh
yeah.
We've only went. Yeah.
No,
I was about to say
better.
Big Fresh is
Yeah,
slacking if he hasn't, fam. This is crazy.
I'm telling you, get
It's Mediterranean
PETA.
food, right?
PETA.
Oh,
I was about to say, I hope so. Like,
it
really
is
strong with the PETA. What's up with that new kitchen place?
Oh, that was looking good too. I haven't been over there yet.
There's a studio that's like right next to Empire Tattoo. So I was just over here like a day or two ago.
You got a tattoo?
Nah, I don't have any tattoos actually. Fun fact.
Do you want to get one?
At this point, I feel like I wanted to get some, but the fact that I haven't done it yet, I don't really know if it's realistic because I feel like if you have to really want it to get it, like, and I've made it this far without getting it. One of my car accidents was that first car accident. That first car accident I was telling you about, the very first one that set off everything. We were on our way to get our tattoos.
Wow.
So I kind of was like, maybe I should chill on the tattoo thing. But that's actually what we were doing. We were going to the next town over to get my tattoo.
I never knew
get
that.
our tattoos and never made it. Yeah.
Real quick, just so we can provide a little value for hashtag younger Boston artists.
Yes, sir.
So, what advice would you give them on like sustaining a brand in Boston?
My first piece
To not
of
just come and
advice-
go and be
Yeah.
able to actually build something of longevity for yourself.
The most important thing is to know what the fuck a brand is. I would definitely start with that because a lot of people don't really know what that means. You know what I mean? So it's very hard to build something if you don't really understand the ins and out of it. I mean, a brand, like by definition, you know what I'm saying? I don't have off the top of my head, but it's like logos, the word logo, colors, like those things are in there. Like, what is your brand? What do they know you as? What do they represent? All these things, like when you research real business, communication, psychology, like media, they're all in there. So to not even think about who you want to be separate from other people, what you want to represent visually, what are things that you feel work with you, like if you're not even thinking about those things, we're not even ready. I'm not even ready to give you advice. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not even doing business yet. So
you constantly assess your career from an outsider's perspective?
Always. I assess everything from an outside perspective, to be honest with you, because I really do feel like an inside perspective is nothing but feelings. People just be feeling shit. We're human. Like, you just feel shit. Like, everything is feelings. Like, but thinking on the outside is how you can navigate, you know what I'm saying? Because feelings are important. They tell you how you're doing. It's a temperature thing, you know what I'm saying? Somebody's upset. It's like something's bothering you, right? So business, brand, all those things, I constantly think, if I was the person that I'm asking to support me, support what? So I do always think that way. Like, if I want to tell you buy my CD, how am I asking you? That's a brand. You know what I'm saying? Am I someone that's like, buy my shit? As opposed to like, yo, hold me down. Y'all know what to do. Like, that's a different, just the language. That's, but people do journalism. People go to school to learn how to do it. Like, I always give the example of newspaper journalism died because the internet made 2-sentence captions for things. They're not even captions. Caption just goes to a picture to give it more detail, right? But like online magazines now, it's like a picture and then like 4 sentences and then like a picture and then like 6 sentences. So you had to learn how to write shorthand and make adjectives bigger. Just me explaining that shit, that's the type of approach you have to have with your own business. You know what I'm saying? Look outside and what is it? Don't just get caught up in, I've been doing this for years and I've been trying to do this and it doesn't fucking matter. Like, people who make staplers and shit, they got to remodel that bitch every fucking 5 years, like, and make sure it works and just simply test it and tell kids, like, do you like it? Like, that's a brand. A brand has to be worked on. You have to research what you're doing. What around you can you get resources? Like, what are the resources for you as opposed to what's a resource maybe for someone else? You know what I mean? Like, club DJs, I'm not going to stalk club DJs right now unless I'm about to make a whole bunch of fucking club records. Like, that's branding, marketing, learning the difference between marketing and promotion. You know what I'm saying? Like, promotion, anybody can promote something. If that flyer right there is promoting your Wi-Fi, you know what I'm saying? But the choice of the color, the choice of the text, the choice of where you put it, that's marketing. So my advice to young artists is, let's step out of making it a hobby and make it a business, because that's what's going to work. Now, how big your business is, that's a different part of the conversation.
Well, I think
but your best foot, you know what I mean, is to do the work, you know?
Well, I think it also takes a little bit of ego assessment when you have to see things from an outsider's perspective, because you probably like work insanely hard on your music, but like, doesn't really ultimately matter what you think if you're trying to sell it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it amen. I think that sentence needs to be said quite often.
I wanted to just throw in the word oversaturate, because I feel like if we're talking about Boston and we're talking about like specifically here, it's a very small market. You know what I'm saying? You can fit 4 Bostons in Brooklyn alone. So don't oversaturate the market here. You know, timing, to find your mix, timing
Develop
matters.
your
You know what I'm
brand.
saying? Like, develop your brand and all that stuff, but don't oversaturate the market. Don't think you have to be on every show. You have to hit up every podcast right now. You know, pace yourself. You know what I'm saying? Understand the actual market. Understand how many, you know, every 4 years is a turnaround here. You know what I'm saying? Like, just really, that's not the case in New York. You know what I'm saying? May not be the case in California. Understand your market and then work it.
Also, I think we all know, which I think a lot of younger Boston artists don't know, is that it is a small city.
Yeah.
It's word to mouth here is wildly important, man.
Oh, yeah.
And people
That's what I mean. Don't
underestimate
oversaturate it, man.
the surrounding cities. Like people, like what do I look like thinking that I've done I haven't done everything in Mass. There's towns I've never fucking been in or heard of.
You want to go to Lincoln and
You know
throw a
what I'm
show?
saying?
We could throw it
Like,
on a farm.
I think I've been out there before. But
You've not been out in Lincoln.
Nah, I know some dudes that used to trap out of Lincoln before. But nah, I like drove through there once to like meet him. But nah, I never did anything out there. But like like Salem, like I've done Salem a couple of times, and I always thought that was fucking cool. Because
Haunted as hell.
right? Like what the fuck do I know about Salem? I was like, we're going to Salem. Let's do it. I don't give a fuck what they probably paying. Let's do it. We're going because I've never been.
And Providence has a good little market for shows. If
Providence
you
has
ever
a great market because
the clubs. in
yeah,
Providence.
yeah, I agree. I think they
they're
have a great
cultured there.
market for getting up there, and they have. I think that because there's more. What is it? I think they have under 21 clubs out there too, and they got more strip clubs. They got strip clubs.
They have the strip
Where
clubs.
there's strip clubs,
they
there's
do.
people being happy and having a good time and not judging the music so much,
And
then
falling
you need
in
that.
love.
Yeah,
Where they
love
shouldn't.
makes it. Yeah, like dead ass. Like, yeah, because it's like if everybody's drunk and having a good time, then people aren't as defensive. Like, oh, what's that song? I don't know it. Like, you know, people
Yeah, I get it.
we're judgmental like that. It's like I don't know that artist, so turn it off. It's like you didn't know any other artist they put on TV until someone put them there. Like, but in places where they're not as caught up in hype, you know what I mean? You can kind of get your shit off. So like, yeah, back to your original question. Like any young artist, it's just like really know the tools that you need to know what tools you need. You know what I'm saying? You got to do a little research, yo. You got to trial and error. You got to you have to do it. Because exactly, if you oversaturate, you're going to kill your brand. That's just one example of how that could not work. You know what I'm saying? Are you someone who's going to put, like there's an artist named Money Man, that motherfucker, he's not from out here, but like he puts out a new project damn near every month. For him, it's not oversaturating because that has become his brand. They know that. He be in the crib trapping. He be in the hotel rooms. He says this in his music, so he just be there making music. It makes sense. Someone like a High Key Random, he's making a fucking project every week. It makes sense. But then there's certain people.
Please don't leave me.
Exactly.
I just want to be alone.
That's my shit.
Shout out to High Key.
I love
But
that
like,
song.
you know, so yeah, learn what works for you. Never compare your brand to someone else's.
I was
Never
literally
get caught
about
up
to
in
say
the
that right
race
there.
of
Goals.
That's basically what he's saying. Like, just checks and balances for your brand. You know what I'm saying?
your own
Like,
thing.
Yeah,
you
don't
you
compare
have
yourself to
because
nobody
it's your brand.
else.
You see what I mean? Like that's. I know it sounds like we're saying the word simple, but that's kind of what I tell the younger kids. Like,
Dutch
no,
Rebelle says
it's-
build your brand.
Build your brand because it's Rucker or NBA. What do you want to do? Do you want to play basketball after school or do you want to go to the league? You know what I mean? Like, you can do whatever you want, but understand you can't be doing after school basketball shit with people that are doing NBA shit and expecting the same results. If you're not someone who went to a couple of venues and shook some hands and tried to get your music heard, you can't say, oh, I've done everything out here and I put mad music out and nobody's listening. You've been at the house recording all the songs, putting them out. Nobody knows who the fuck you are. So how would they know where to find them?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a simple thing. And a lot of people miss that just because it's like
Well, some
you got
people
caught up
just-
in one part, you know?
I mean, some people also, and we got to wrap up because I actually think, well, no, I think I can't feel my toes, but that's cool. I think just some people want it more than others, though. That's just inevitable, and you know that.
You want to make sure you have a destination. You want to have goals.
Yeah.
Everything's subjective. You know what I'm saying? Like we're talking about artists in Boston. Some artists want to make it big in Boston. Some artists want to make it big outside of Boston. Some artists, everybody's goals are different. So know what your goals are. Understand what success means to you, because success is subjective.
Yeah.
Everybody's definition of success. Some people think having a lot of money is successful. Some people think having a lot of money is stupid. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like everything's subjective. Figure out what is important to you and what you're trying to accomplish. And if you're trying to make it out of Boston, like she said, we're focused on your brand and
Yeah.
don't oversaturate the
And
market.
work ethic is important too, because even though we're saying goals and, you know, wanting it more, the reality is, because he said success is subjective, like we don't know what it is. Like you can have any goal you want, but even to set a goal kind of can limit you, right? Like I want to be just as big as Snoop. Well, you could be bigger than Snoop, right? So like it's work ethic. You know what I mean? How bad you want it. I don't want to focus on the it. Do you deserve it? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Do you deserve it? Like, does it make sense for you to have it? Because there's always going to be someone that's going to pop up and show you that they deserve it because they busting their ass. Like, you know, so yeah, it's a whole lot of bust your ass. And when you're doing that, you're too busy to see what's not working. because you're focused, like, on whatever it is, on whatever the goal is. So.
Well, I had a great time. Thank you very much.
Likewise.
You have fun?
I did.
You guys have fun?
did.
Keisha, you have fun?
Yeah, I think I knew it was gonna be fun.
Word,
you know
fire.
what I'm
It's a
saying?
nice room too. I do like the vibes.
Yeah, we got to get some,
Get some
heat in
space
here.
heat.
Can you tell me about the deer before I go?
We don't have time for that. I'll tell you right after we
Oh,
cut.
it's a crazy story. Cool. All right, bye.
Real quick, this is how we start and end the episode.
Yes.
Listen to me very closely because everybody messes this up. High Key might have messed this up like 45 times. And I ran 2 interviews with him. Listen, you say, hi, your name, I'm blank, and this is my golden hour. Directly after, no break in between. Hi, your name, and that was my golden hour. So it's this is, that was.
Hi, this is your name. No, I'm just kidding.
Can't feel my feet, man.
Hi, this is Dutch Rebelle, and this is my golden hour.
Bang.
Hi, this is Dutch Rebelle, and this was my golden hour.
Blew it.
Can we just do that
Absolutely
again
blew
and
it.
have you look into the camera? Because
This
I don't know what
is
I'm
and
supposed to
that
do.
was.
That was. I said this was.
Yeah, it's all right. This is that was.
I fucked up. I didn't blow it. I was like halfway there, but all right. Okay. That was.
This is
No, this is and that.
that was.
That was. Where am I looking?
look into that camera.
Hi, this is Dutch Rebelle, and this is my golden hour. Hi, this is Dutch Rebelle, and that was my golden hour.
Bang. Well executed. Big Fresh. Let me know when you're ready.
We're good.
Word.